Welcome back, Gadgeteers. Today we have another action cam that we're going to take a look at. This one is from Campark and it is the 4K V as in Victor 30. So allegedly this camera is supposed to be really good, and they're saying that it is comparable to the GoPro Hero camera. So I have a GoPro 7 Black that we're going to compare this camera to. So whenever I shoot footage with it, I will also shoot it with the GoPro, and we'll be able to have a look at them and see which one is better. So I'm going to go through a quick unboxing, but before I do, I wanted to let you know price wise, this camera is normally $99.99, but I was able to get it for $84.99, I believe. So $4 some odd cents for taxes. There's a 20% off coupon right now that Campark is offering, so you may want to consider that. All right, so here the camera is. I've cut the stickers with my beautiful turquoise knife, handmade, that my wife got me, and I'm gonna pop this lid off. All I had to do was cut 4 stickers here, here, and here, and everything else very similar to the GoPro Hero. Let's see if we can pull it out. All right, there's the actual box. And then the camera, I tried to unloosen the nut, but it's on there really good. So let's see if I can get it to slide off the mount. There we go. And this is the camera with its watertight case. Now, you do not need to use the watertight case. As I understand, this camera is water resistant. So you could use it in water environments, although not underwater. If you're gonna do that, you should use this case. Let's see if it actually says that much. Please use U3 high-speed memory. No. Format the memory card before using. Makes sense. Charge the camera before using it for the first time. So we're gonna have to charge the battery, which doesn't surprise me. I'm gonna pop the camera out though so you can get a better look at it. So in some ways, you know, it looks like the GoPro, but the GoPro now has a square on the front. You know what? Based on what I'm seeing here, this one is not even water resistant. So I take back what I said. Look at those plugins. We've got, looks like micro USB and a micro HDMI. And we're going to go ahead and get the cover off. And I usually leave that on the lens until the last minute, which is the cover on the lens. I don't know if you can see that. All right, I don't think it's got a battery in it, but let's open the bottom. No battery, that makes sense. Now you see here, and this I really like, it has a tripod mount on the bottom. I really hate it when cameras don't have a tripod mount on the bottom. There's just no excuse. And I'm referring specifically to the GoPro camera. You have to use the external case chassis to use the camera on a tripod. All right, inside is a huge pile of goodies, as well as the V30 True 4K Ultra HD action camera. Take a quick look at these. Hopefully these are sharp enough that you can actually read the pages if you need to pause. Some people are interested in knowing what's on the pages, so I like to go through them briefly at least so that you can look at them, and it might help you make a decision on whether or not you want to buy this camera. But $84 versus what, $350 for the GoPro? That's a pretty good deal. This paper, that's strange. Well, whatever. Menu options and setup. Many more options. Wi-Fi connection app. I don't know if anybody's interested in that. I usually don't use it. It's an action cam and I usually have it right by me anyway. So all of this manual is actually in English. All right, that's the manual. In addition to that, what do we have here? An AL1, 2 ways to redeem, scan me. So what is this? $30 Amazon gift card. Octopus tripod, selfie stick, floating handle bar, water case, external microphone. Get accessory for free by sharing honest shopping experience, probably on Amazon. I think that's fair. They said an honest. They didn't say, make the camera look perfect. So we've got all kinds of equipment that goes with this to help us set things up. I believe this one's for a handlebar, for example. This one's a gooseneck, which is useful. You can use it on the handlebar. We've got a number of straps. We have a case backing for the waterproof case that has little holes in it so that you can hear through this case, which I really like because this case is super tough. The thing is, if you're not really concerned about audio at the time, this really, really, really is strong. So if you drop the camera, I wouldn't worry at all. We get 2 batteries. I always think that's so cool that they give us 2 batteries. We've got some more tripod mounts here. We have a cleaning cloth. I guess this could be used for a number of things. Selfie stick, whatever. We have some mounts here that you can basically tape on. You take off the peeling here and you can put it on pretty much any surface. Inside here we have a charger. Let's see if you can see that. It looks so dark in the camera. So we've got this charger here that can take 2 batteries at a time. It uses micro USB, so we'll have to be careful with that because you don't want to damage it. Micro USB, fairly fragile. And another adapter, all very GoPro-like. USB cable, USB-A to micro USB. You need to supply the charger that plugs into your main electrical plug. And another adapter. And yet another adapter. Okay, so we went through all the adapters. Here's what I'm thinking. Although they do say charge the battery, I say we try to put one in and see what happens. So there is, once again, the camera. We're going to slide the battery in and give it a little push for it to seat into place. A little bit of a slide to get it to open, but then when you put it in, basically all you have to do is give it a push and slide, just like when it went in. And we've got a record button here. We have a power button here, and we have up and down selection buttons here. Looks like a speaker there, possibly a microphone up here. And then on this side, of course, we have the memory card slot, and we have the micro USB and the HDMI out. So let's power it up. Let's see if it can power up. If it can't, I'll charge the batteries and come back. Select mode camera. I think they mean camera. Click to enter settings. So this is basically showing you how to perform the different functions. Click enter, slide down, open quick menu. Okay, so you go like that. That makes sense. Slide around, switch shooting mode. Okay. Press shutter button to start shooting. And this is really nice. They tell you what memory cards that you should look into purchasing. Of course, they want this to work the best, and if you're going to shoot at 4K 30, you really do want it to be fast. And one more. Scan the QR code to download the camera app. Well, we're not going to do that, so let's go on. No SD card. I'm going to go get the SD card, and we're going to put it in here right now. All right, I'm back. I've got a SanDisk card here. I bought it as part of a set, so I got 2 different ones. I'm going to move that camera back, see if you can see it okay. This one's a micro SDX UHS 1 card with adapter. It is supposed to be a class 10, so you can see how concerned I was about actually getting a card that worked. I did verify that it was a class 10, and supposedly a class 10 will do fine in this camera, so let's see what happens. I think we're going to be okay. And I have a theory on the 4K experience with these cameras. I really, and this is maybe a pessimistic view, I believe that they really don't do 4K all that well because they don't have the processing of a Hero GoPro camera. However, this is a brand new camera, well, fairly new, last 6 months, and we cannot say. We're going to find out how it looks in 4K. How about that? So I don't want to jinx it and say it's not going to be good because we don't know. All right. See if I can get my memory card out. We'll pull the camera back. And it has to go in one way or the other. And that is not the way. Never push. Never try to force it in. Give it a gentle push, and if it doesn't go in, turn it around, switch it to the other side. Now, most of these memory cards are push to click. Let's see if we can get it to do it. Nope. And really, is it on? Yes, it is. So let's turn it off. It's wise to turn it off, although with these memory cards, you shouldn't have to. I say shouldn't have to, but that's not something I would try if I were you. Let me break stuff. Okay, so these are somewhat of a pain in the butt to get in. You have to push in significantly to get it in. So here's me trying not to cut my hand. See if we can do it. There we go. Glad that knife's out. Okay, so the memory card is in. Let's go ahead and turn it back on. And I like that this one is a touch screen. Please format the SD card. That makes sense. It's set for video right now, working mode. Let's hit the little button here. Image. I'm just going to check this. I know I need to go and format the card. Image stabilization. I'm not sure if that's on or off. Well, we'll find out, okay? I think I'm going to do that. Audio record, external microphone, exposure value, white balance, ISO, meter color. Whoops. We have to be very careful because you can make changes very easily by scrolling and then accidentally hitting something and selecting something. Driving mode, WDR, screensaver, language, date, format, set date, set time, power frequency, whoops, format SD card. Well, see, I hit one accidentally there, but it was the one we wanted to hit. So let's do a confirm. This is a brand new card. All right, format successfully. There's so many different settings in here. Did you see some of the stuff they could do? I really don't understand some of this, and the only way I'm gonna find out is by trying it. Got the angle. Let's check this out. 170, 140, 110, 70. I usually shoot it as 110 because I want it to look more like a normal camera than a fisheye. Of course, that does mean that you have less view, your sensor on your camera the CMOS sensor actually sees less of the view. Distortion calibration, what does that mean? Well, it was off. I'm going to leave it off for right now. What I'm really curious about is with its default settings, except for that one I changed, who knows what I just did there. Oh, I believe, yeah, we want it off. We don't need date and time, do we? Set date, language. Let's see if we've got, we did the angle, sounds, distortion, angle, WDR, auto power off, screensaver, language, format card. I really didn't see anything probably here. I'm trying to find resolution. That's what I was looking for. All right, it's currently set for 4K 30. I think I'll leave it there. A lot of time what I use is 2.7K because it's just, honestly, I do it on my GoPro as well. It's smaller file sizes so you can fit more on a card, on your memory card. And to me, it just seems to look pretty much exactly the same as 4K. There's very few people whose eyes could tell the difference between one or the other. So I'm not going to go through all the settings. I've showed you the ones I usually concern myself with. I wanted to change this one, but I'm going to leave it that way because we want to see what the default settings are like. And I think I turned on the image stabilization, I hope. So I'm going to click this back arrow so no other changes are made. Now, I did read this. Notice image stabilization is off again. When you make any changes like resolution, some settings can go back, and one of those was image stabilization. All right, we'll click the X here. And I bet this play is so that you can play videos that you have on the camera, but there should be none, and there are. We'll go back and we'll just hit the record button, do a sweep. It's telling me I have 2 hours 23 minutes of video footage. So with this 64 gigabyte card at 4K, 30 frames a second, and I can tell pretty much that stabilization is turned on. Then I'm going to go ahead and stop it. Cool video. Look at how smooth that is. Oh, it's beautiful. Looks like my battery's going to run out, so I'm going to stop here and I'll hit play again. And there's our footage. It looks like strange. Well, let me hit that, see what happens. Play. This is our video playing back. And you can hear me talking just a little bit. You can tell EIS is on, electronic image stabilization. It actually looks really nice. Not too difficult of a job for this camera, but we're going to put it through its paces. I do like how the wire on this particular table really looks just like it does visually when I look at it. That's impressive. Okay, one thing I don't know is how do I get out of here? Let's see. Back arrow? Back arrow? Back? Back. It's thinking about it. Okay, we're back. So we could, if we wanted to, shoot a really cool video. Look at how smooth that is. Oh, it's beautiful. Looks like my battery's going to run out, so I'm going to stop here. And we're going to start messing around with the camera and comparing it to the Hero GoPro. I believe I'm going to put it in this case. One of the things we do is an audio test, and we will definitely do that. Well, as luck would have it, both my Sony AX53 batteries are dead, and I wanted to show you what the camera looks like in its watertight case. I have changed the back out though, so these two slots are supposed to let audio get in. We'll test it and see how it works. However, you definitely wouldn't want to use this camera in the water because with those slots, it is no longer protected from the elements and would damage the camera. So this backing was very easy to replace. Basically, you just open it up and very gently push down and it popped right out, and I was able to put in this particular back with the slots. Remember, you cannot use the touchscreen when the case is on. Okay, we're recording on both the Campark V30 as well as the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Now I have the case on the Campark, so if it's really low, it's understandable. As soon as I get done with this shot, I'm going to take the case off and then we'll test the audio again. And I'm in a moving car, so hopefully you'll get an idea of what the visual quality looks like and the exposure value too. Alright, we now have the Campark outside of its case. I have my thumbs on the bottom of both of the cameras, the Hero, GoPro, and the Campark, so I hope I'm not covering up the microphone. If I am, that might cause a problem. So we're going down a really bumpy road. This is a nice test of image stabilization on both of them. So the Hero GoPro needs a firmware update. It actually tells me it can't use image stabilization at 4K 30 frames a second, which I kind of chuckle at because it actually can. You just have to turn it on and it'll go on anyway. So it needs a firmware update to fix that. Okay, we're recording on both the Campark V30 as well as the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Now I have the case on the Campark, so if it's really low, it's understandable. As soon as I get done with this shot, I'm going to take the case off and then we'll test the audio again. And I'm in a moving car, so hopefully you'll get an idea of what the visual quality looks like and the exposure value too. Well, for a $84 camera, I'm really impressed. Now normally you can get this camera for $99, but I got 20% off. Hopefully that sale is still going on. Looking at the camera, my first reaction is the colors are beautiful. I'm really impressed with the colors. Now both of these cameras are 4K 30 frames a second and the default settings, so this is exactly what you would see if you pulled the camera out of the box and hit record. I can see a little bit more detail in the GoPro Hero 7, but not enough to make me say I think I'll buy this for $350 instead of the V30 for $84. Now look at the grass here. The yard looks beautiful. That dark green, really nice color. The Hero is making a kind of yellowish green, so it's somewhere in between those two colors, but really to me it's more like the V30. Now in a few seconds here I'm coming up on my favorite shot where I go around the tree and I basically do a circle around the tree to give you an idea how well the image stabilization is working. There's a house coming now. On the left, the V30, it's the right color white. On the right, the Hero GoPro, it looks gray or blue, and it is not. So points there for the V30, it did get it correct. The detail here on the tree, very nice. Slightly, just a little bit darker than I would like it to be, but absolutely stunning detail for such a low price. No comparison whatsoever to the older Akaso or Campark cameras. This one looked really nice. So I'm walking through the yard here. I took a couple of pictures of the clouds so you could see the detail. Look at the blue areas. Let me know if you can see the grain effect on the Campark V30. I did not see it in the Hero. I only saw it on the Campark. I don't know if that's a setting that I can change. It is not pixelation. It is definitely grain, as if that was the effect that they had intended. So what can I say about indoor shots? Neither camera really looks that good, but you can see, once you stop looking at my face, on the right, the Hero GoPro 7 just has a little bit more color to it, a little bit more saturation. This is where the Campark V30 is showing its inexpensiveness, if you might want to say. The colors are faded, muted. There's a lot of pixelation, so no graininess this time. It's downright pixelation. It doesn't really look that good. It reminds me of a camera from 3 or 4 years ago, and that's unfortunate. Now here, this plant looks beautiful with either camera. Honestly, the level of detail on the Campark V30 I am very pleased with. I think it looks a little better on the GoPro Hero, but that little bit is not enough for me to say, hey, I think I'm going to get the GoPro Hero 7 and pay that $350. The one thing you might want to consider is the quality of the audio. The Hero 7, with its mics that are internal, they sound really good. And on the other hand, if you listen to the Campark V30, it's acceptable. Now here's a shot I just had to do. We're comparing the Campark V30 to the Akaso Brave 4 for all those people who loved my Brave 4 video and are still asking me question after question about it. My answer is this: do not buy the Akaso Brave 4. It's 2 to 3 year old technology. You can see now, side by side, how horrible it is compared to the V30. I mean, look at the level of detail and color that is coming out in the Campark V30 versus the Akaso Brave 4. Other things, image stabilization, nowhere near as good. Light and dark areas, nowhere near as good. You can see when you have a contrast, with a super bright area and a super dark area. Look at that tree compared to the Brave 4's footage. Look at the grass. There's just no detail there. So no, I would not ever buy the Akaso Brave 4. So keep that in mind for those of you who like the Akaso Brave 4 price. Save up a little bit more money. Get yourself something like the Campark V30. Alright, well that's about it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this look at the Campark V30 like I did. I found it a great camera for the price. I just don't think you can go wrong for $84. I don't think you can go wrong for $99 personally. I mean, the quality is definitely there and it just looks fantastic. Would I buy this camera if I had no other camera, if I didn't have the GoPro Hero 7? The answer is yes, I would. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you really enjoyed it, consider dropping me a comment. And of course, if you didn't like it, you can give me a dislike and drop me a comment. Thanks for watching. This video was made possible with support from viewers like you. If you find this video useful, consider becoming a patron for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/fastgadgets.